Mwakwa baba Adkwart Studios. Yami onsha so nyamrechi na hwe Adkwart Studios. Mejiri yese wiase akonanim na omai Ghana so yakuya nim. De nim ni se West Africa countries ni bi hon mama komu abom se ECOWAS. Tinka ECOWAS no ye amantam bi a omaji omho atumu. Na asembusa ni se ECOWAS no aboa wo se Ghana ni ana West Africa na de mpuntuo pa na de aba wie papa basiri wa mu bi wa hase kasa na ne kasa ni nyina no ekọ etia Ibrahim Traore ni anamo a watuo se wati atua ndi obi a wati atua no nisi yeso no so na wabusa question now or see the question is simple and I'm also telling him the answer is very, very simple. Say yemu bi kasa na wa nhwe ne ma bi yi a say not simple for all can say or the ECOWAS ne nia ekoso obokina no ebe for President John Mahama he say bia woni mu a etie ne nsem no a o ka brofo but me pese me katwi na dodo na ti de me kana ase Ibrahim Traore otu aye abanu guye no na wiase fakasie na anjintum bebre condemn no enne wo mu condemn ni nyina no pese o mu nya yonkofa nti o mu eduru bia no ato obo ase na utie ni nsem a oka o hyase no no ankasa ebua asem no ena odinia wona dwen mu no etu ato yenkotie no.
Fellow Ghanaians, for once, I will not call you fellow ECOWAS citizens. I want to call you fellow Ghanaians. Look at me in the face. Honest to yourself. And give me your candid answer to the question I'm going to ask you. The question is very, very simple. If next week, President John Dramani Mahama, 3 or 4 months into office, wake up and say he Mahama, has a problem with the ECOWAS. So he is removing the state of Ghana as a member state of ECOWAS. How will you feel? No more ECOWAS. So Ghanaians are no more going to be ECOWAS citizens because John Dramani Mahama is going to remove Ghana from the ECOWAS. Ask yourself, how will you feel? I know, yes, who are so hopeless that they don't really care to go on the street from Nima to Bubuashi to Zongo Kadri to Malata to KJT. They'll be dancing so happy. Why? Mahama is going to remove Ghana from ECOWAS. They will not see anything wrong with that. Why? Because personally they will tell you what are they even getting out of ECOWAS. Our trade in ECOWAS is less than 5%. 50 years is less than 5% within the ECOWAS region among ourselves. What do Ghana buy from Nigeria? We import crude oil or petrol or gas. That's all. There's nothing else we sell to Nigeria. You can't sell cocoa to Nigeria. You can't sell gold. Nigerians don't want gold from Ghana. There's nothing. The multinational corporations have got their factories in almost every country. They will take raw material in one and produce in another. So that is not part of ECOWAS trade because the multinational corporations were there before independence. So if there's nothing except that green passport, that will be changed. It's because the passport is just as good as the Ghanaian passport. How will you feel? Will you be happy or you be sad? That is the question. We've itemized and listed how many people even cross border, how many people really care. Whether you are ECOWAS citizen or you are not, you just pay bribe and cross. It doesn't matter. Visa or no visa is useless. So then the question is, how many Ghanaians will be happy John Dramani Mahama alone and his NDC foot soldiers are removing Ghana from ECOWAS? That is the simple question. If you be happy, go to the comment section and put it there. If you are going to be sad, also put it there and give me your reason. But there's something I want to tell you. ECOWAS is a legal entity. And in this legal entity, it consists of 3 legalities. 1, the states. 2, the head of states. 3, the citizens. Each is supposed to be represented effectively in ECOWAS to defend its own interests. So the individual citizen is a legal entity that must be represented in the decision making of ECOWAS. The states must be represented in the decision making of the ECOWAS, and the head of states must be there on behalf of the states to do what they have to do, democratically or not. There is a problem here. How is it fair for John Dramani Mahama, as the head of state of Ghana, on behalf of the state of Ghana, regardless to what the citizens, 30 million citizens of Ghana want, to say he's dissociating the state of Ghana from the ECOWAS, which is a legal entity as well? There is a problem here. That exactly is what Captain Traore done. What they've done, the head of state acting on behalf of the states, and the state as an abstract, as an entity on its own, from the ECOWAS, without involving any citizens. That is exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. And we think that is not right. Especially when you have citizens that are already holding ECOWAS passport, citizens that are longing and looking forward one day to be voting democratically for the members of their ECOWAS parliament. If we don't want ECOWAS to have the citizens of the countries, member countries, to reflect in the ECOWAS, why do we have a parliament? We don't need a parliament. Like United Nations, there is no parliament. In the case of ECOWAS and the European Union, there is a parliament. So if there is a parliament, then what the purpose of what the individual citizen as an electorate is never taken into consideration. And my head cannot go around that one. We are talking about an economy that will be using a common currency, the ECO. How can you have a common currency without a common law legislated by representative of the people? What are we? Human beings? I find this challenging. Anyone who doesn't see anything wrong with one man, for that matter, without any legitimacy, that has committed a treasonable felony, coming to say and put a letter before the ECOWAS that he's leaving. And John Dramani Mahama and his Ablakwa are saying that the highness must go to the meeting of the goats. The Democrats here are the goats. Yes, they don't use weapon. They just go to have a simple meeting representing the people who elected them on behalf as heads of states. And we are supposed to have the parliament to be making the law for the commission to use. And there's a court. And here we are. You are going to put hyenas in the same room with goats, co-plotters with civilian. Hey, one day, that is what John Dramani Mahama won at the ECOWAS summit. You say ECOWAS is 50. Traore and his colleagues will not come to that anniversary summit. Why should they come? They are suspended. You see, when you have a person like John Dramani Mahama, who is now doing Atinga diplomacy, he's no more doing Atinga democracy, because the man doesn't understand democracy. Mahama problem with democracy, Mahama doesn't understand anything. He did Atinga democracy, he paid him. Now he's doing Atinga diplomacy, going to bring people who have been suspended by ECOWAS to ECOWAS summit. In military officers, they are coming to stage a coup. You'll be there in Abuja that time you'll be looking for John Mahama, you won't find him. Because wherever they go to in their mind. So what John Dramani Mahama and his colleagues are saying is that it's okay for coup protests to see their coup. It's okay for hyenas to feed on the goats, because at the common meeting, what are you going to be doing? What are you going to be doing with foxes and the chickens? We can't do this. Mama is legitimizing by following these people, flirting with them, doing what he like in the name of diplomacy. It's caused problem. Can't you see? This is Atinga diplomacy. And for those of you who believe in Atinga diplomacy, having followed man, you follow that man. Is he not the one who took the card the last time? Mama, hey, let us wake up. I can't wait to see the day Mama will say, I'm removing Ghana from ECOWAS. I'm going to join it. The man can do anything. And Dubai will have some imbeciles that will see nothing wrong with that. Why? Democracy of the ECOWAS is different from the democracy of Ghana. The democracy is the parliament. That's why in Britain, they don't elect the head of states. They don't even elect the prime minister. They elect people to go to the parliament. The parliament is where the power is. So the parliament of ECOWAS is the democracy of ECOWAS. The people should be voting for that, not the parliament of Ghana. The parliament of ECOWAS is in Abuja. Most of you don't even know why you found yourself in ECOWAS, because the way you think. ECOWAS was formed to do away with military coup protests and civil wars. Go and read the history. It's because of these military criminals. That was why that is why ECOWAS was formed, to address that problem. And you have gone for Ibrahim Traoré to give you his own version. I am telling you, their days are numbered. Read my lips.
You said the question is simple, but the answer also is very, very simple. If you call this Atinga democracy or whatever, then I would support that Atinga. Shebabi our pesha see canis ninsemu. Now, what comes about 50 years in the year be bien free ECOWAS. Now, me funny some now all kind of. The ECOWAS was established to fight against coup. Those who come out with coup. One more or more two abanson. Tina ECOWAS or what shall I say ye pa. Now, Obie ni one more. Our Ghana has say na obobon in some say yemfa coup na metu abano. Because yen ma near free yahunu be yahunu. But then had ye back. My main country say Kibi mamin kebi na yepa senka ya tiasia. But abrofuna de kibi mamin kebi no ababe abya dane nkoa. Because said your mu ya kibi mamin kebi e nyesa ne ye no ha. Na matie ne kasa but na medwin se papa yi adan. Okasa no aka ba besi se Abraham trade de oye bia no emfa kwam. Hey! Papa! Kebimamin kebi for all these years. Come out, not catch her and say. And then I hear Africa. Now, Edu baby, I am more than see a becan cray. Nigeria walk on 170 before. Me mature Nigeria and fear be now 1 naira. I $1. Shedena Nigeria. Burkina Faso ni oil. Abraham Traoré obaye just 3 years. Shedema oil Burkina Faso. The poor man onye near our Burkina Faso no one fan won say Ibrahim Traore no odituo ana bi na abeyi aban de omo fa ho ne se enne omo nkurase akura na ekwan eyie ba ho Africa ya mobo hwe nka ka bibi papa bi abrante ya ye wo se John Mahama de no kwakọbọ ono a na o de hwe enne tete funu hwe se ewiase nyina o now Russia fought papa yachi Chinese fought na chi Germany for kra no eba no e pa chaw se ono ombenya yonkofa o ka bi ma mi nkebi ya se ya na mi keke kamin se mbi agrofo bi fisa grobi na mi di so oje ban o oje ban na ensuo ne bebo pime na wanhwe yie na ebu a wa oje ban na ensuo ne de obeko ade na kabi mami nkabi politicians wo mo aye hwe me kire wade o se o won kran a ana o sa akra radio a hwe niema efiri habo ebesa ko Burkina Faso ye wahana kabi mami nkabi container 1300 200 cross ababe kan enya ntaban atu Burkina Faso omo niema nyina eba no ane se etwam ko. You are talking about Kebi mami nkebi. Say, and no na omo establish here na yemu bi enim the entire establish ade no wo Nigeria. Say, ombe ku atia ona yeku. Na oya de papa usrotu. Besi obie ni hono a obey happy say because en Canadian enim so mo yekua emoja hwiegu me ka kire say eduro bia politicians no omukum nipa a cha sojafo kwanyam faso kum nipa na eduro bia a cha asojafo hwesa abrantie ba e no ototo papa so a enko obi a money din na what to me adia dance say ECOWAS na ntumi amfa bibia amwan say o problem is say won a watwe won ho afri ECOWAS no say ye hwe ni mu say ewiase nyina na say what they say Africa ana ECOWAS no betumi akabom ni adiska baako emre say no mo kan sa asem we na atumi ayadwuma atumi ayadwuma yati ECOWAS na miswa mibusa papa wo kasa die mfaso pa na se o my Ghana hwe sa u free ase on na de kasa ukuta ECOWAS passport free Togo Benin to Nigeria o man at you na Africa baby a yake ho abom anya dwuma sa amantam miensen ka ho bom na se hwade o moye nanka oba bonten o na wo kasa se na Australia o mu se wan famra kwan so ana ode baji tumi no enso nia oye no aginsem da faso so sa Yohana kabi mamin kabi ya de 58 billion and million or whatever akotua mna what the 12 billion at the factory kabi mamin kabi no whatever kebi mamin kabi akro no ni asisie ni awudie ano ni ade a neje ho ade na ekoso Burkina Faso ade an nkofo so se sojafo ne ba ye de tu gina konso enso wati ana wa hunu se Ibrahim Traore no wa yesa wo Burkina Faso ke enne meti hase na me ka kiro se Ibrahim Traore na memuo a ekoso wo Burkina Faso no yenhunu bi wo Africa yenhunu bi wo Africa say within a short time show what it you na ba yo Burkina Faso e ka omodie nyina afiri ho se Burkina Faso ni ka biemu show economy grow no hwe ba bia no mo se omo 22 hwe ba bia obefa no aden na ya na yentumi ensua se bibi papa bi won ma beka ho asem se ya hwe ye beduru ba bi na ku ku ni di obi anka se emro obi ampe bada so ya fo no ye form so omo ye ho ban o ye fa sra fo no se omo mo ye ho ban enti so omo ti wono mu se enie ma agi nsemo a omo ntrase se encrophobia support ubusa say o question is simple, the answer is also simple. One kasa to me church near maybe a free about 50 years in ECOWAS to me yeah she ECOWAS sinking yes kwane ECOFOM na me catch so say nya Ibrahim Traore na hwe West Africa country ben na peja country ben na peja mi busa country ben na peja and Burkina Faso had become a talk of the world. Nipa hwehwe baby Burkina Faso ewo moti ha say and within West Africa yo mompani mfo bi kodi ne ho konkonsa mopana yi na free on China for asra for so mobon ho ban Russia for small mon crop so mobon ho ban and the France for a year sa or the so-called ECOWAS mutumi bie mano kan bibi the na abrofui a year mo ECOWAS mutumi bie mano kan bibi na abrantie bi megina ma the whole Africa and non so no mo de mano ani ma dwin bone ebe so mo yini free o hey, ya tu abama nipa na dwen se kokotran no na dwen ahiafo no ho o kan se atinga de se we na be friend atinga ye nyina be support na eduru ba bia no more creative no more dey attack obi ho Yampani dada watwa mutumi kan se wodi nkrofo bi ababoda ne no mo bohye adan na bibifo consider ben munguma suani nyina chi no edru baabi a mo nwene se nkrofo bi hunamane munguma suani nyina chi any political experience amowo no mo nwene se nkrofo bi hunamane what yasema one what is saying politicians nishia no oka osi baabi na otie bridge omo ye ne be 50 years ago no abu omo anye etika bia ntumi mba baabi na omo ho ti omo dia tomatoes pro na say a free mra omo nya independent that was 1960 kilometers na omo ye 3000 Oba Nansenya wire 5,000 within 3 years. I don't know before young party papa sir. Because we are working we no one farm was so because I John Crawford say yenkokuno. Yeah. Burkina Faso or Burkina Bay for now the work kurabi no. Near all dreams say and we were classic crown. Ibrahim Traore atumi aya trucks doctors ne atumi di no ekwa krasi. Ni abrantie we ye Ebinsi Africa had that. So did you, so dear Kuma. Mama, your mom pipama, ye bay. No munjai, sir, or the same, Kebi Mami and Kebi. That's what they call it democracy. I abwaye. Even a Ghana Hakran abwaye. MPP ni NDC. Now what woka say? Membusa say dan na aye. Umianka no kure. Here samre way am ranti animre. Samre way I am ranti animre. Munya sam political affiliation ni niam bia akoso a mompese e beku animu no. Obi a wati atua. Wati atua o. Papa besro mu na kan pese otumi machine ade ba ko na bienu abrantie oye wo Burkina Faso sese. Nyana ye pene se omutu gold no na abrofu na ba befa. Womu aye womu budget awie no. Gise France for enti de na ye pena odin na si form no. Hwe mumpo John Mama osua. John Mama osua na me mebo me nsema ma papa no. Na kebi mami nkebi na ye gold ni ade se o si gold ayi no se otam so a ja chu hono anu na ekoso within Africa se atinga de she se John Mama ye president the two sad na mo we ohun na one Abraham Traore no ewiase nyina agina tumu da bia me ka se bi ogi se wo a wo ye obofo na odi tuo ne bae no wache so akuma obi hwede na hwe kabi ma min kabi hwede na ekoso wo Burkina Faso na ye kum wo mo no na ECOWAS na mo hefa na enkrofo bowura Burkina Faso ekum wa mo na ECOWAS no mo hefa Edru baby na papa obabontin no okasa na nguma bosua ne ne wasua e wa manyosem kope baby tena kokop baby tena ya no me nyankwala o ya hwade abepem sambre kebi ma min kebi na dia na ye Abraham Traore mekan ho asema no pa mekan ho asema wi mekan ho asema na kwan bedi akon ba na okai na kwan bedi akon Pan Africa na bobo mo anu so ode mo ba musi ne kwan dia na mo mukazi nyankopon behwe mo saa ama matran ye fa hodie so da bia sa obi de oje ba na no maboa Gaddafi omo yesa na Gaddafi ayi onfamra nya djuma na se omukum Gaddafi hwede Libya aye enkani won e call Libya nyina no na omudi adanse se Libya ti sa buruchiri Gaddafi si ayo na omutuo no e wo se Libya ni biere nya ho mfaso e bia si wo Nigeria. Now last 5 years I took quite be call or they say conventional Nigeria. Now one more out to something top petrol. I'm saying ready. The nipa baako betransfer no ne party for no atra wa man no ahoden ne ya bibia so sa ne epe. And na Burkina Faso adwapadie bia ho benfa so amanipa ote o man mu no ote atwa munyane na modache and the wiase nyina tiem the whole world is crying lamenting to stand with this our young brother. I will call him my son because my firstborn is older than him. I near my oil. Pay we on. Enfidia a chamu free have Bobesni ko Burkina Faso. Na Ghana ya soke bi mamin ke bi modern den. Enso no your containers 8 million taban 82. Kemi mamin ke bi no hefa. Kemi mamin ke bi no hefa. Ah? Hweniema ekoso wa manyosemu. Hwesika MPB fon crop na nipa baako tumi de Ghana sika koto adan 27 within 3 years o na hese obi oba ya no na omo ya minister otiwa nkatua so apeja teacher for sese Burkina Faso uko square ye free aba obi nkaso obi mfatuo na Kenya no sa Ghana nke yepe anameboa ya na yempe ne kware ya na eduru baabi a yempe ne kware ne akate yani sem kochi ECOWAS ne se ebo ECOWAS mo ban se obi amfatuo emetu aban no yeah. But ye hai ensure a type of Chania or Jiwo. Near ye pen said, De Biano or Maya Timono, so won't to quite because a Yasia Yaba. Ah, Papa, when ye fee. As I would yadi, sir, Kabimamin Kabino, our panier. Now what Jio say Africa, sir, oh, not a brofrish yassie. No me yassie, no me yassie, Hamunya Kabima min Kabi, na Yakobo Bessia, no one catcher say, Shanwan could be a factory, and they would to me in Burkina Faso and Coachella Modi Omunye. France in Fonua, na Burkina Faso show on noom. See a mamma family, a cosmetic cake. But my dream money ye mudi moda suche eno ne ye pe ah and then na sem bia na all can say I want each one of you to know that Burkina Faso is not poor. Burkina Faso is rich. But your problem is you are mean, you are selfish. O kachire wa mu politicians in your say. Me be say me kana muti ase say Burkina Faso anya hiafo. Na politician ben obetimi ababe dia kokodura ka say Ghana anya hiafo. Ye man pani baba kan say ye tiska so ekomode yen. Ade na ehuru ye. They just enrich themselves. Na omo disikano ye de omo ankasa omo pe ye sikana beba no de nsabom na ekwan ne yi a na ye yi kwan a eni na awotwe hwe ne akwan papa wo mu yi no Burkina Faso ola wo te Ghana ha sei oso atu atua Burkina onya 2 years no ka say on hand over Burkina Faso no. Share a before. Omo adi ke bi mamin ke bi bre no. Omo aboa yen so omo hayen pa. Omo hayen pa. Because ke bi mamin ke bi no. Edu ba bia edayen so kwa nyadwuma. Enyadwuma. Se oti hod mona ohun se troxa kesi atwam ko Burkina Faso a ne wabusa ho se so bitme the 3 years yes aniema we a na for all these years na ko se wo siw trust na wo sum You should be ashamed to come out and talk about democracy. Should be ashamed of ourselves. Bow down our heads in shame. Say ECOWAS. Say obitwin ho free ECOWAS ne ho a. One so ka say ECOWAS na mwai. So where do you stand? Wa won ka say yemu kire say koko dwadie kura ntumi ni dwa ntumi nya hwe. Then what's the need? Say omo bo ho ban say ye ku mewa. Na ombetra so na mo diska na mo afon ho adi. Na nipa hunamane abra nyankopon amoyensa. Me de besia. Em so babontin obi anyanka bibi nkyere o. Ni awo keka no. Ni awo keka opa ko Burkina Faso. Ko opa ko Burkina Faso na keka say no be mpene. So we are mema ya monko Burkina Faso no na monko ka say yam mpene say motim ho. Monko. Na mbehura kwara bi o no be ka kire mo say na France fo no kura no watumi am ho makomo no atum. Na abrantie we de ose abuyan sema no. Enkrofo sisiye ni ya penia sisiye. Ene Burkina Faso ya krabahe. Ni mine kura no a onu wo free moon. O mine nyina sorry. Now within the so-called ECOWAS no eye ne dom pekwan ayi na free ho no. Mu ya wudifo mu bi ya wudifo. Mu bi nkutetuo. Enso adwen wo mutiri mu no se mo honto me pa bonten a enka bombs ne etu a hyehye ahyem ho no hu cha sojafo rodi hu yemobo na yem fadwen panchechiri Africa mo ene hwani tie bye bye.